Forgive my flashlight if it's going to flicker throughout the video. I'm pretty sure it's going to die. But anyways, so I haven't really been doing that well on watching films this week. I've been more so just busy, just trying to crack down with all my work and all of that. But I have been finally watching TV shows. So you're going to watch... So it's going to consist of 2 films and a TV show. So that will at least be much more interesting than just 5 different films. Let's get into them, shall we? TV show. So, as many of you might know, Stranger Things Season 5 is coming out. And out of all the seasons that I've watched so far, I have not watched Season 4. And technically, I still haven't watched it because I haven't completed it yet. I've only managed to get up to episodes 1 to 5. And they're really good. My main thing about Stranger Things is that I don't particularly love it. Not because it's so popular, and sure, a lot of the times I feel like a lot of very popular films and TV shows and all that are just not for me because I don't really want to get swept into the whole thing. That's probably why I haven't really watched many Ghibli films. Just doesn't appeal to me that much, even though I know a lot of them are really well made. And that's the same with TV shows. I haven't watched shows like Breaking Bad, Game of Thrones, and The Witcher and all that, mainly because I just don't feel like spending all my time just watching them, even though I should really watch them. I'm not a TV show guy. I mean, I will watch shows that do interest me. I mean, I really enjoyed The Penguin Show, and I think that's an incredible show. But even then, you're not going to find me watching shows that often. Unless they're short, anthology animated stuff like Family Guy, or even stuff like Gravity Falls. But in Stranger Things, seasons 2 and 3, I didn't like as much as everyone else probably did. I didn't find the stuff in season 2 as compelling as it was in season 1. And the same sentiment holds true for season 3. I mean, all the reporting subplot in season 3 wasn't my thing. And season 2, I actually had to take a massive gap ever since, well, the cat got eaten by the Demodog, and that didn't really leave a good impression in my mouth. But season 4, I'm invested. Season 4 is so good so far. From the 5 episodes I've watched, it's incredible. First episode really hooked me in, and as each episode keeps on, and as I watch each episode, on and on, you get my drift, it just gets even better, man. It honestly gets even better as time goes on, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how the rest of the episodes are coming forth. So next week, I'll obviously be concluding that with me first reviewing the remaining episodes of season 4, and then I will definitely be giving a review for season 5 in the coming weeks or so, alongside a whole other flurry of films that I'm probably going to watch, because there's a lot of stuff on Netflix right now that is 2025 that I might as well just smash out. So yeah, I don't have an opinion on the whole show so far, but from what I can tell, it's really good, and I'm really invested. And I had running up that hill on my mind for quite a while now, after, well, when the week ended. First film of the 2, The Running Man. I watched the Arnie version a couple weeks ago, and I watched that in preparation for this one, which I've been looking forward to so much. And I gotta say, it was worth the wait. I really, really enjoyed this. Now, I have seen mixed reviews and all that, saying it wasn't quite up to the snuff as other films that Edgar Wright's done, like the Three Flavors Cornetto trilogy and all that, and so many other films that I've not watched yet. But I don't care. This is great. The action is great. The story is really investing. I think Glenn Powell is definitely going to be a powerhouse in Hollywood, and he's definitely impressed me so far in all the films that I've watched of him. Top Gun Maverick is one of my favorite films of all time, and I thought he was one of the best parts of that film. Even though he can get a bit douchey, but that's his character in there. Yeah, I found his character in this to be really, really, really relatable in some ways. Just a father trying to make ends meet and all that by going on a very deadly game. And I find storylines like this of a possible dystopian future where where it's just the gladiator effect of where the people in power just use food and entertainment to control the masses in order to forget about life's worries. That's literally what the gladiators were for, to just distract people from what's really important. And with storylines like the Hunger Games and all that, that does this storyline as well, but in a completely different way than the Running Man does. It's definitely something to behold. And I think with the likes of The Long Walk that came out this year as well, also been written by Stephen King, I think I think films like these, whilst hopefully we're gonna hopefully we're gonna obey its message sooner or later, it's definitely a very entertaining time. And I might actually read the book now because, well, if the films are as good as the book, from what I've heard, I'm definitely gonna enjoy the book. So yeah, there's not really much to say. I don't want to spoil it because the film just came out for me. So check it out if you want to. It's in cinemas right now. I really enjoyed it, and I know a lot of other people enjoyed it as well. Final film, and this is one of my favorite films of all time, Klaus. Now, I want to read you my Letterboxd review that I just did. Each subsequent watch always takes me back to the first time I watched this as a 14-year-old kid in my living room, thinking this was going to be an enjoyable standard Christmas film, much like Elf or the Santa Claus and all that, only to be blown away by the true majesty and wonder I can only feel by watching this film. And that has never left me whatsoever after 6 years. You're a twit, you know that, right? So yeah, I really enjoyed this. It is one of my favorite films of all time, and I remember falling in love with it the first time I ever watched it. And I practically begged my family to watch this film. Whilst they thought it wasn't going to be anything special, they were completely wrong. They were all completely wrong, and I'm so glad everyone agrees that everyone else agrees that that's the case. There isn't a film quite like this one where it just blows me away by how incredible this film truly is. The characters are also fascinating and interesting as well. With Jesper, whilst being Cusco, he is very different from Cusco, not only personality-wise, even though they can be a bit similar here and there, yeah, but also design-wise. All the characters have such distinct styles that you can practically do the silhouette effect, and you can see that these characters belong to this film. I mean, the whole style, the animation, the color grading, and even the cinematography done, it's so beautiful. The fact that this is a 2D film made to look 3D is no shorts of wonders and incredible. I truly do not envy everyone who made this film because they made an incredible masterpiece. The directing is solid. The emotional moments hit so hard, and there are so many moments in this film that I have not forgotten about to this day. And every time I hear that song by Zara Larsson, Invisible, I instantly get brought back to the feelings I felt the first time watching this, and it is truly, and I just want to cry every time I hear that song. There are so many moments in this that just makes me feel things that I've never felt before anytime when watching any other films. I mean, many of my favorite films of all time, they've made me feel something in a way that only they could feel. I mean, random examples. Edge of Tomorrow is an incredible film with so much action and heart, but it does it in a way that makes me invested so much. Stardust is an absolutely incredible, beautiful fantasy film that makes me sucked into the journey that the main character goes on whilst finding strength and love along the way that only that film can do. Bambi is a film that I will treasure to the end of my days. And it's not because of nostalgia, it's because it's just an incredible film that I endlessly love just the way that it does. And Klaus, it makes me love it in a way that only this film could ever love. Everyone has those films that you love it in a way that only that film could ever make you love it. It might sound strange or weird, might just sound like I'm spitballing and all that, but I mean it. It makes me feel things only this film could ever do. And that's the true majesty of how great storytelling can make you feel. I mean, some of the best films of all time is quite frankly done in a way that only you can ever feel that is unique to it. I might sound like I'm just spitballing here and there, but I'm being serious. Some of the best films of all time, it is just strokes of genius. I mean, 12 Angry Men, it's an incredible bottle film that genuinely blew my mind. City of God is a well done look on the lives of people in the Brazilian slums in Rio that often gets overlooked. Lord of the Rings, God Almighty, is heaven sent down to earth in a fantasy film trilogy. And Parasite, stroke of pure genius that only Bong Joon-ho could ever give. These types of films only come in a dime and a dozen different ways. These types of films takes pure genius to create. And that's how I feel about Klaus. It's a absolutely incredible film that I've never forgotten to this day. And if you don't like it, I will question why, but that's okay. I will question why you don't, but it doesn't matter to me in the end of the day. Sure, there are problems. Obviously, the liar reveal subplot, or liar reveal storyline is very much a problem in itself. And quite frankly, I feel like some characters are kind of left in the dust. I mean, Mogan's, he's so funny in the first half, and then he feels like he gets dropped off in the end. And I think Alva could have had a much more bigger presence in the story, but even then, they are so memorable and they give a lasting impact that I don't really mind all that much. I find, at the end of the day, it's a film that I hold deeply to my heart, and I love it to the end. I don't care if I spent 7 minutes talking about this film, I would gladly talk about it for another 15. It might feel unnecessary to give a ranking or a rating for these bits, but I don't care. So far, the first 5 episodes, I'll give those a 9 out of 10, but I'll put an asterisk to that, or a approximate to that, or something like that. No, yeah, an asterisk to that, just to wait and see until how I feel once I finish the show. And The Running Man, a 9 out of 10, and Klaus, a 10 out of 10. That's it. I'm still going to include this hat. You're probably going to expect my dog to show up in a lot more of these videos if he just wants to enter the room. And that's it. It's the end of today's video, everyone. I want to say thank you very much for watching. And I'd like to bring back this thing that I started doing earlier on, back in July and all that. I'd like to be your 3rd, 4th, or 5th perspective when it comes to all things I talk about, whether it's movie reviews or stuff like exercise and all that. That was my first video. Exercise and any other stuff that I want to talk about, because whilst I am just a movie channel right now so far, I want to do a lot more than that. But this is just the easiest thing I can do whilst I'm just trying to get my uni work done, as well as my actual work done as well. That's the end of today's video, everyone. I want to say thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all later. Have a good one.